a metal capsule used to train chimpanzees for spaceflight in the 1960s. A heavy-duty case that safeguarded moon rocks gathered by Apollo astronauts. And a model of the Hubble telescope are all on display at the New Mexico Museum of Space History. But among these testaments to America's quest for the heavens is one item with an international flair.
The artifact is nearly 6 feet tall and is made of nylon canvas. It has a red square patch with an image of a yellow sickle and hammer. There are a number of blue straps, zippers, and heavy-duty stitching. At the top is a clear dome.
This Russian cosmonaut training suit is linked to a mystifying tale of biblical proportions.
This is a story of space, science, and the supernatural.
It's July 1984. Orbiting hundreds of miles above the Earth is the Russian space station Salyut 7.
Salyut 7 was used by the Soviets to perform experiments in space, to test out new hardware, and to train its cosmonauts.
On board are 3 crew members. For the previous 154 days, a little over 5 months, their mission has been unremarkable. But on day 155, everything changes. According to the story, the cosmonauts are performing routine maintenance on the ship when they spot something bizarre out of one of their portholes.
They reported looking out and seeing this intense orange cloud that was so bright they had to shield their eyes from it.
And that's not all. Floating amid the glow are what appear to be 7 massive humanoid-like creatures with wings.
These are, to their estimation, 80 feet tall. The wingspan's like a 747 jet. Beautiful faces, serene, smiling.
The cosmonauts are enthralled. Whatever the beings are, they look just like the classic depiction of biblical angels.
They said it was like this feeling of calm was over them, that everything was going to be fine.
For 10 minutes, the angelic-looking figures float outside the craft. Then they disappear.
After this experience, the cosmonauts talk it over amongst themselves, and these are people of science. They realized there's no way, right? There could not have been angels floating outside of their space station.
But as it turns out, this is only the beginning. 2 weeks later, several new cosmonauts join the crew. And not long after, the ship is again enveloped in orange light, and the so-called space angels appear out the window.
Once again, they were all filled with this feeling of awe, with wonder. These were these beautiful creatures, watching them.
After hovering for a few minutes, the baffling beings vanish. The crew is left stunned. When the cosmonauts return to Earth, they immediately report the strange sightings. But rumor has it, they're not alone. In 1961, the first human to go into space, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, apparently had an encounter of his own.
Gagarin actually reported seeing some sort of angel-like being outside of his craft. That being communicated to him and said to him, "Don't be afraid, you will get back to Earth safely."
But this extraordinary tale, along with that of the Salyut 7 crew, is swept under the rug by Soviet officials.
This was not something that was published in USSR reports from space. They definitely didn't want this getting out to the public.
But eventually, the stories come to light.
Everyone wanted an explanation. Was it with science or the supernatural?
So what's the truth behind the so-called space angels?
For decades, Russian cosmonauts have reported seeing something very eerie in outer space. Bizarre illuminated forms that appear to be nearly 100 feet tall with massive wings. They're known as space angels. So what are these cosmic apparitions?
Some believe the cosmonauts were simply hallucinating, that the rigors of space caused their minds to play tricks on them. But according to reports, the crew members were all given psychological examinations upon their return to Earth.
They were all found to be of sound mind and body.
So then, what did the cosmonauts see? Others suggest that pieces of icy frost may have broken off from the craft's exterior, floated past the window, and created a mesmerizing optical illusion.
Looking through the glass, light reflecting through, these little particles of frost appear to glow and have wings around them.
But it's unlikely that small chunks of ice would be mistaken for massive glowing beings. Without a plausible explanation, some turn to an out-of-this-world theory.
Many believe that the mysterious angels may have had a heavenly origin.
Whatever the truth, stories of the so-called space angels continue to delight and fascinate space enthusiasts the world over. Today, this cosmonaut training suit is on display at the New Mexico Museum of Space History in Alamogordo. It's a reminder of the Soviet cosmonauts who may have flown with the angels.